Step away from the supply vault. The guard's voice is ice and iron. And now! She doesn't move. Can't move. Behind her, 2 more guards materialize from the shadows, their movements predator smooth. They wear the midnight blue uniforms of the Thornwood Collective Security Force, and even in the fluorescent glare of the basement, their eyes catch the light like polished silver. Vampires. Of course they're vampires. I said step away. The first guard, tall with sharp cheekbones that could cut glass, moves closer. His name tag reads Draven. Theft of blood products is a Class 3 felony under Human Vampire Treaty Law. You're looking at 5 years minimum. Before we continue, please prove my mom wrong. She says I can't hit 1,000 subscribers. Okay, let's continue. Mira's fingers tighten on the bags. The plastic crinkles. 3 bags. 3 days of survival for Lily. 3 more days of watching her daughter's color return, watching her smile without that horrible gray tinge to her skin. Please. The word scrapes out of her throat. Please, I'll bring them back. I just need... Every thief has a story. The female guard circles around, blocking the exit. Her hair is pulled back severe and dark. You think you're the first desperate human to try stealing from vampire medical supplies? My daughter. Mira hears the break in her own voice, hates it, but can't stop it. She has the wasting sickness. She's 8 years old and she's dying, and the human hospitals say there's nothing they can do, but vampire blood can stabilize her, just a little bit, just enough to. Human children can't process vampire blood. Draven's expression doesn't flicker. It's toxic to their systems. Not if it's diluted properly. Mira's back presses against the cold metal of the cabinet. 1 part vampire blood to 20 parts saline. I've been researching for months. I've been giving it to her for 3 weeks now, and she's getting better. She's actually getting better. The third guard steps forward. If you've been stealing blood for 3 weeks, you've committed multiple felonies. This is arrest and prosecution. Mira's vision blurs. She thinks of Lily, asleep in their apartment 12 blocks away, finally sleeping without those terrible rattling breaths. I can't go to prison. If I go to prison, there's no one to take care of her. She'll die. Please, please, I'm begging you. Save it for the judge. Draven reaches for her arm. The temperature in the room drops. It's instant, like someone opened a door to the Arctic. Mira's breath comes out in visible puffs. The fluorescent lights flicker once, twice, then steady. All 3 guards go rigid. The female guard actually takes a step backward, her hand moving to her chest in what looks like an involuntary gesture of deference. Your Majesty. Draven's voice has lost all its authority. We didn't realize you were monitoring this sector. Footsteps echo down the corridor. Slow, measured. The sound of someone who has never hurried for anything because the world waits for him. He appears at the doorway, and Mira forgets how to breathe. The vampire stands well over 6 feet, with shoulders that fill the doorframe. His hair is black as spilled ink, pushed back from a face that looks carved by someone who understood beauty as weaponry. Sharp jaw, high cheekbones. But it's his eyes that root Mira to the spot. They're midnight blue shot through with threads of crimson, like someone captured twilight and blood together. He wears a charcoal suit that probably costs more than Mira has earned in 5 years. Everything about him screams power, from the platinum signet ring on his right hand to the way he holds himself. The Thornwood crown. Casimir Thornwood, king of the North American Coven, the most powerful vampire on the continent. Your Majesty. The female guard's voice trembles. We apprehended this woman stealing from the blood bank. I can see what you were doing. Casimir's voice is deep, rich, with an accent Mira can't place. Old, European maybe, filtered through centuries. His eyes fix on Mira and she feels pinned. What is your name? She should lie. Instead, she hears herself say, Mira. Mira Castellan. Mira Castellan. He says it slowly, tasting each syllable. And why are you stealing from me? I didn't know it was yours specifically. I mean, I knew this building is owned by the Thornwood Collective, but I never thought you'd meet me. A hint of amusement touches his mouth. Most humans don't. I prefer it that way. But you haven't answered my question. Why? Mira looks at the blood bag still clutched in her hands. My daughter has the wasting sickness. Vampire blood helps her. I don't have money for legal treatments and the insurance won't cover experimental procedures and Her voice cracks. I'm out of options. The wasting sickness. Casimir moves into the room. How old is your daughter? 8. She'll be 9 in December. If she lives that long. And her father? Dead. Car accident. 2 years ago. Mira straightens her spine. I work 2 jobs. I'm not lazy. I'm not looking for handouts. But vampire medical treatments cost $5,000 per session, and insurance classifies them as elective, and I make $19 an hour at the diner, and $15 at the cleaning company, and even with both jobs I can't... She stops, breathing hard. I can't save her legally, so I'm saving her the only way I know how. Casimir studies her with those devastating eyes. Then he says, let her take mine. The guards freeze. Draven takes a step forward. Your Majesty, with respect. Did I stutter, Draven? The temperature drops another few degrees. The woman needs blood for her daughter. Let her take mine. But sire, your bloodline is... My bloodline is my own concern. He turns back to Mira. How much do you need? Mira's mind reels. I don't understand. The question was simple. How much blood does your daughter need? 3 bags. That's a week's supply. Then take 3 bags. Casimir begins rolling up his sleeve. Draven, get a collection kit. Medical grade equipment. Your Majesty. Now. When the needle slides into his vein, Mira watches transfixed. The blood flows darker than human blood, almost purple in the artificial light. Royal blood is more potent than standard vampire blood, Casimir says. You'll need to adjust your dilution ratio. 1 part to 40 parts saline, not 20. The 3 bags fill. When it's done, Casimir holds them out to Mira. His fingers brush hers as she takes them. His skin is cool, smooth. The touch lasts a fraction longer than necessary. This is enough for a week, he says. What happens after that? Mira clutches the bags. I don't know. I'll figure something out. No, you won't steal again. Next time you'll encounter guards who aren't under my supervision, and they won't call me. You'll end up in prison and your daughter will die in state care. The truth hits like a fist. He's right. Then what do I do? Desperation bleeds through. Just let her die? Casimir pulls out a black card with silver embossing. Be at this address tomorrow night. 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Mira takes it. The address is Thornwood Tower, his personal residence. Why? She asks. What do you want from me? Tomorrow night, Mira. Bring documentation of your daughter's condition. And bring your daughter if she's well enough to travel. And if I don't come? He pauses in the doorway. Then I'll assume you preferred prison to accepting help from a vampire. The choice is yours. He inclines his head. Good night, Mira Castellan. Get your daughter her medicine. The next evening, Mira stands in front of Thornwood Tower with Lily's hand in hers and medical records under her arm. The building stretches into the night sky, all black glass and silver trim. Mama, are you sure we're supposed to be here? Lily's voice is soft. She's wearing her best dress, the blue one with white flowers. She looks better than she has in months, color in her cheeks, light in her eyes, but still too thin. I'm sure, sweetheart. The elevator opens into a penthouse that occupies the entire top floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. Casimir stands backlit by the lights, dressed in black slacks and a gray shirt with rolled sleeves. Mira. His eyes move to Lily, and something softens. And this must be Lily. Lily shrinks against Mira's side. Mama? It's all right. Mira keeps her voice steady. This is Mr. Thornwood. You can call me Casimir, he says to Lily, crouching to her level. Your mother tells me you've been very brave. Are you really a vampire? I am. Does it hurt people? Only if I'm not careful. I'm always very careful. He studies her. Your mother loves you very much. Did you know she stole from me to help you? Lily's eyes go wide. Mama, you didn't. I did, Mira admits, and I'd do it again. But Casimir was kind enough not to have me arrested. Instead, he's going to help us. Casimir stands. Come. Sit. We have things to discuss. He reviews Lily's medical records, his expression darkening. This is barbaric. Vampire blood treatments could stabilize her within a week. Full remission within a month. But your insurance refused coverage. They said the success rates aren't proven. The success rates aren't proven because insurance companies won't fund the studies. He sets the folder aside with restrained anger. Can you help her? Mira asks. Yes. Full treatment protocol. My blood under medical supervision. We'll start tonight if you agree. What's the cost? What do you want in return? Your time. I want you to work for me as my personal assistant. Coordinate my schedule. Handle correspondence. Manage my affairs. The position comes with full benefits, health insurance for both you and Lily, housing if needed, education fund, competitive salary. He names a figure that makes Mira's vision blur. Why me? Because you're smart, resourceful, and bold. You stole from me for 3 weeks without getting caught. That requires planning and nerve. Those are qualities I need. He leans forward. And because I'm tired of being surrounded by vampires who never challenge me, you clearly aren't afraid to do what needs doing. What aren't you telling me? A ghost of a smile. There are complications to working for me. Some vampires believe humans should be servants or food. My human assistant will face prejudice, possibly hostility. You'll need to be strong. I worked in a vampire restaurant for 3 years. I can handle entitled vampires. Can you? Because this isn't serving dinner. This is existing at the highest levels of vampire society, where power is currency and weakness is blood in the water. Mama? Lily's voice interrupts. Is he going to make me better? Casimir's expression gentles. Yes, I'm going to make you better, and give your mother a job so she doesn't have to work so hard. Would that be all right? Lily considers seriously. Will she still read me stories at bedtime? I'll make sure of it. Mira looks at her daughter's fading color. She thinks of 2 years of terror. She thinks of stolen blood bags. She thinks of the alternative. Security, safety, medical treatment that could save Lily's life. All right, I'll do it. But if you're lying, I swear I'll make you regret it. Casimir's smile is sharp and genuine. I'd expect nothing less. Dr. Thorne's office is all gleaming equipment and soft lighting. The vampire physician examines Lily with gentle thoroughness while Mira hovers nearby. She's remarkable, Dr. Thorne says finally. The diluted treatments you've been giving, they shouldn't have worked this well. You stumbled onto the exact ratio for royal blood, which is impossible unless you had classified research. There was an old paper, from 1887, a vampire physician in London. The journal was archived at the university library. Dr. Thorne's eyebrows rise. Dr. Castellan's research. That paper was suppressed. They destroyed most copies. She shakes her head with admiration. You're either extremely lucky or talented. Extremely desperate. We'll start proper treatment tonight. IV infusion of His Majesty's blood, properly monitored. She'll need to stay here for 72 hours, then weekly treatments after. And then? Full remission within 6 weeks if all goes well. Dr. Thorne's expression softens. You saved your daughter's life, Ms. Castellan. The theft was illegal, but without those treatments she would have declined too far for even vampire medicine to help. Mira's eyes burn, but she doesn't let herself cry. Thank you. Thank His Majesty. I'm just following orders. Dr. Thorne glances sideways. Though between us, I've never seen him take such direct interest in a human case. You must have made quite an impression. I stole from him. Many humans have tried. You're the first he's personally helped. Dr. Thorne meets her eyes. Be careful. His Majesty is fair, but he's still a vampire. Still predator. And you're very much prey. I'm not prey, Mira says quietly. I'm a mother protecting her child. That makes me something more dangerous. Dr. Thorne's smile is approving. Good. You'll need that attitude. Over the next week, Mira falls into her new life with dizzying speed. The work is demanding, but fascinating. She sits in high-level meetings, takes notes during vampire executive debates. She learns the politics of vampire society, who has power and who wants it. Casimir is demanding but fair. When she makes mistakes, he corrects with patience. When she succeeds, he acknowledges it with quiet approval that feels more valuable than praise. And Lily gets better. The gray pallor fades. Her energy returns. She asks for books, puzzles, things to do. Dr. Thorne reduces treatments from daily to twice weekly. The prognosis shifts to full remission is likely. Mira cries in the hospital bathroom after hearing that news, great heaving sobs muffled with her hands. When she returns, there's a message from Casimir. Heard the good news. Well done, Mother. She types back, thank you for everything. His response, you're earning it. The pharmaceutical summit is a black tie event in a ballroom that could fit Mira's old apartment building. She wears a dress Casimir had delivered and tries not to feel like an imposter among vampires in couture. Casimir appears at her elbow. He's in full formal dress, devastating in black tuxedo. You look nervous. I am. This is a room full of vampire elite who probably think I'm your meal or mistress. Let them think what they want. He offers his arm. You're my assistant, my trusted advisor. Anyone who disrespects you disrespects me. And no one here is stupid enough to do that. The evening passes in careful diplomacy. Mira stays at Casimir's side, remembering names and faces. Several vampires make pointed comments about her presence. Casimir shuts them down with casual ruthlessness. During dinner, a vampire named Constantine studies her. You're the thief, the one who stole from His Majesty. Mira keeps her voice steady. I am. Bold, stupid, but bold. Constantine leans closer. Most humans who steal end up as object lessons. You ended up as his assistant. Interesting. His Majesty is merciful. His Majesty is strategic. Constantine's smile shows fang. Watch your back, human. Court politics are dangerous for vampires. For a human with only the king's favor, you're swimming with sharks. Constantine, are you threatening my assistant? Casimir's voice cuts across. The temperature drops. Constantine sits back immediately. Of course not, Your Majesty. Simply friendly conversation. Your friendly conversation sounded like intimidation. Mira, are you all right? Every vampire stares. Mira could defuse this, smooth things over. Instead, I'm fine, and I appreciate Constantine's concern. He's right that I'm in unfamiliar territory, but I'm learning fast. Casimir's eyes flash with approval. Let me be clear. Mira Castellan is under my personal protection. Any threat to her is a threat to me. Any insult to her is an insult to me. Is that understood? Murmurs of agreement. The conversation moves on, but Mira feels the shift. Casimir just publicly claimed her as his. Later, he pulls her into a quiet corner. You handled Constantine well. I've dealt with worse than entitled vampires. Mira smooths her dress. But thank you. It wasn't backup. It was truth. His expression is serious. You are under my protection. I meant every word. Anyone who threatens you will answer to me. Why protect me so fiercely? I'm just your assistant. Are you? His voice is soft, dangerous. Just an assistant? They're standing close in the shadowed corner. Mira can feel the coolness radiating from him. What am I then? She whispers. Casimir reaches out slowly, his fingers brush her cheek, cool and gentle. That's a question I'm still trying to answer. Then he steps back, professional mask sliding into place. Come, more people to meet. But Mira's cheek tingles where he touched her. 3 weeks later, Dr. Thorne calls. Lily's in full remission. Monthly maintenance doses. She can go home, go to school, be a normal girl again. Mira makes it through the call with composure, then hangs up and breaks down at her desk, sobbing. She doesn't hear Casimir enter. Doesn't know he's there until cool fingers touch her shoulder. Mira? She looks up, face wet. She's better. Lily's better. Full remission. Understanding floods his face. He pulls her up and into his arms in one motion. Mira presses her face against his chest and cries while he holds her, his hand moving in slow circles on her back. When the storm passes, Mira pulls back, mortified. I'm sorry. That was unprofessional. Don't. His hands frame her face, thumbs brushing tears. Don't apologize for being human, for being a mother. Your daughter is healed. You're allowed to feel that. You saved her life. How do I ever thank you? His expression is unreadable. By being exactly who you are. By being brave and brilliant and stubborn. By being someone real who sees me as more than just a king. His voice drops. That's all I've ever wanted, Mira. Someone who sees me. I do see you. The moment stretches, heavy with possibility. His thumb traces her cheekbone. His phone buzzes. The moment breaks. I need to take this. Take the rest of the day. Be with your daughter. We'll celebrate tomorrow. Bringing Lily home is watching a miracle unfold. Her daughter skips through their new apartment, exclaiming over the bigger rooms. She's wearing a purple dress, filling it out with healthy flesh. Her curls bounce, her eyes shine. She's alive. Mama, can we get a cat? Maybe. Let's get settled first. Her phone chimes. Casimir. How is she? Perfect. She wants a cat. Then get her a cat. Children should have pets. Says the vampire king who's never owned a cat. I owned several in the 1700s. Delightful creatures. Aloof and demanding. Reminded me of myself. Mira smiles despite everything. Thank you. Again. Stop. You earned this. Every moment of peace you have with her, you fought for. The words settle warm in her chest. This is dangerous, she thinks. This feeling growing every time Casimir looks at her like she matters. But Mira has never been good at playing it safe. The annual gala is Mira's first major event as Casimir's assistant. She's been planning for weeks, determined to prove herself. 2 hours before doors open, she's checking lists in the ballroom. Everything is perfect. Silver and burgundy decorations, flowers, string quartet warming up. Casimir appears at her elbow. Anxious? Terrified. Then we'll handle it, together. He turns her to face him, hands on her shoulders. You've done excellent work. Trust yourself. I trust you. The words slip out. His expression shifts. Do you? Even knowing what I am? You've had 1,000 opportunities to hurt me. Instead, you've protected me, helped me, trusted me. Mira meets his gaze. Why would I fear you now? Because I'm falling in love with you, Casimir says quietly, and that makes me more dangerous than any threat you've faced. Mira's world tilts. What? You heard me. He doesn't look away. I'm falling in love with you, Mira Castellan. With your bravery and stubbornness, and how you argue when everyone else agrees. With how fiercely you love your daughter. With your quick mind. With everything about you. Casimir, I'm not asking you to feel the same. I just need you to know. Need you to understand why I protect you so fiercely. He stops, jaw tight. Why I'm terrified you'll realize you could do better than a vampire king who's lived too long. Mira stares at him. You're an idiot. He blinks. Excuse me? You're an idiot if you think I haven't been falling for you, too. She reaches up, framing his face. Every time you make me laugh. Every time you trust me. Every time you look at my daughter like she matters. I'm terrified too because I'm just human and you're... He kisses her. Gentle but firm, cool against her mouth. Mira makes a sound of surprise and surrender, hands sliding into his hair. He pulls her closer, careful of his strength, one hand at her waist and the other cupping her face. When they break apart, he rests his forehead against hers. You're not just human, you're everything. The gala can wait. He kisses her again, slower, deeper. A discreet cough. Draven stands there, pained. Your Majesty, guests are arriving. Of course. Casimir smooths his jacket, but his eyes stay on Mira. We'll continue this later. Promise? Promise. The gala is a triumph. Near the end, a vampire councilwoman named Seraphine approaches with calculated smile. So, you're the human everyone's talking about. Casimir's little pet project. Mira recognizes hostility and courtesy. I'm his assistant. Is that all? Rumors say rather more. Seraphine leans closer, voice dropping to vicious whisper. You're a liability, little human. A vulnerability enemies can exploit. If the king were wise, he'd end this infatuation before it damages his position. Is that a threat? Advice, from someone who cares about Thornwood legacy. Seraphine's smile returns, but continue playing house with a vampire king. I'm sure it won't end in tragedy. Mira. Casimir is there. What did she say? That I'm a weakness, a vulnerability. Let them try. His voice is ice and rage. Anyone who threatens you signs their death warrant. You can't threaten to kill people because they insult me. I can, and will. He pulls her into a shadowed alcove. I don't care what it looks like. You're mine. I claim you, publicly, and anyone who has a problem can challenge me directly. You can't claim me like property. That's not what I meant. His hands frame her face. I'm saying I choose you. I want you. As my partner, my equal, the person at my side. Casimir. I've lived 3 centuries and never felt about anyone the way I feel about you. So yes, I'm claiming you. I'm telling the vampire world you're under my protection, in my heart, part of my life. If that makes me vulnerable, then I'll be vulnerable. Because you're worth it. Tears burn Mira's eyes. What about Lily? She's part of you, which means part of us. His thumb brushes away a tear. I want both of you in my life, if you're brave enough to love a vampire king. I steal blood to save my daughter. Reasonable went out the window long ago. Mira laughs through tears. Yes, you absolute idiot. I'll have you. We'll have you. He kisses her there in the alcove, with the gala continuing beyond, with vampire elite gossiping meters away. He kisses her like she's precious, like she's everything. And Mira kisses him back, no longer afraid, because she's spent 2 years fighting impossible odds. Loving a vampire king, facing his enemies, she can handle that. 2 weeks later, at a formal council meeting, Casimir makes his announcement with Mira at his side, their hands linked. Mira Castellan is under my personal protection. She is my partner, my advisor, and the woman I love. Any threat to her will be answered with my full power. Any insult to her is an insult to me. This is not negotiable, not subject to council approval, simply truth. The council erupts. Some look shocked, others calculating. Seraphine looks furious, but Casimir doesn't flinch. He stands tall, holding Mira's hand like it's the most natural thing in the world. And Mira stands with him, no longer a desperate widow stealing blood. Now she's something more, something stronger. She's the woman who stole from a vampire king and won his heart. She's the mother who saved her daughter through stubborn will. She's the human who earned her place beside the most powerful vampire in North America. Later, back in Casimir's penthouse, with Lily asleep in the guest room, Mira stands at the windows. Casimir wraps his arms around her waist, pulling her against his chest. "Any regrets?" he murmurs. "Only that I didn't steal from you sooner." Mira leans into him. "Think of all the time we wasted. We have time now, centuries if you want. I can turn you eventually when you're ready. You and Lily both. We can be a family. Forever. Let's start with next week and work our way up to forever. Practical as always." His lips brush her temple. "I love you, Mira Castellan. I love you too, you ridiculous vampire king." Outside, the city glitters with 1,000 lights, each representing a life, a story, a possibility. Somewhere. Other desperate mothers are fighting for their children. Mira hopes they find their miracle too. Because everyone deserves to be saved. Everyone deserves to be seen. And sometimes, if you're very brave and very lucky, you find someone who will stand beside you. Someone who will give you their blood, their protection, their heart. Someone who will see you and decide you're worth the risk. Mira squeezes Casimir's hand and smiles. She stole from a vampire king and lost everything. Then she stole his heart and gained the whole world. Not a bad trade at all. The peace lasts exactly 3 weeks before everything falls apart. Mira is at her desk in Casimir's tower, reviewing contract proposals for a new medical research facility in Boston, when her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost ignores it, gets a dozen spam calls daily, but something makes her answer. "Is this Mira Castellan?" A woman's voice, clipped and professional. "Yes. Who is this?" "Detective Sarah Martinez, Metro Police Department. We need you to come down to the station. It's regarding your daughter, Lily." Mira's blood turns to ice. "What happened? Is she hurt?" "She's fine, physically, but there's been an incident at her school. We need to speak with you immediately. And Ms. Castellan?" A pause. "Bring a lawyer." The call ends. Mira sits frozen for 3 seconds. Then she's moving, grabbing her coat, her purse, her phone. Casimir is in meetings all afternoon. She can't interrupt, shouldn't interrupt, but her hands are shaking so badly she can barely hold her phone to call the school. The receptionist confirms it. Lily is fine, but she's been taken into custody by police. There was an incident. They can't say more over the phone. Mira is halfway to the elevator when Draven materializes. "Ms. Castellan, where are you going? His Majesty has the budget meeting in 20 minutes. My daughter, police. I have to go." The words come out fractured, panicked. Draven's expression shifts immediately. "I'll drive you, and I'll inform His Majesty." "No, don't bother him. He's in the merger negotiation." "Ms. Castellan." Draven's voice is firm. "He would want to know. Get in the car." The police station is all fluorescent lights and beige walls, and the smell of bad coffee. Detective Martinez is a woman in her 40s with tired eyes and a no-nonsense expression. She leads Mira to an interview room where Lily sits in a plastic chair, looking impossibly small. "Mama!" Lily runs to her and Mira catches her, holding tight, checking for injuries, for any sign of harm. "I'm here, baby! I'm here! Are you okay? What happened?" "I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to." Lily's voice breaks into sobs. Detective Martinez clears her throat. "Ms. Castellan, your daughter was involved in an altercation at school today. Another student, Jeremy Watkins, was injured. He's currently in the hospital." Mira's stomach drops. "What? Lily would never. She wouldn't hurt anyone." "The injuries are severe, Ms. Castellan. Broken arm, 3 cracked ribs, internal bleeding. The boy is in critical condition." Martinez's expression is carefully neutral. "Witnesses say your daughter attacked him with what they're describing as superhuman strength, that she threw him across the playground, that her eyes turned red. The words don't make sense, can't make sense." Mira looks at Lily, at her daughter's tear-stained face, and feels the world tilt. That's impossible. She's 8 years old. She weighs 60 pounds. She's also been receiving vampire blood treatments for weeks. Martinez leans forward. We pulled her medical records. Royal vampire blood, specifically, from Casimir Thornwood himself. Her voice hardens. Did you know that vampire blood can cause permanent changes in human physiology? That children who receive it sometimes develop vampire traits? Strength, speed, aggression. No, Mira's voice is barely a whisper. Dr. Thorne never said, no one told me. He pushed me first. Lily's voice is desperate. Jeremy pushed me down and called me a bloodsucker and said my mama was a vampire's whore, and I got so mad, and I just pushed him back. I didn't mean to hurt him. I didn't know I was that strong. Martinez pulls out a tablet, shows Mira security footage from the school playground. Mira watches, horror mounting, as her daughter, her tiny, fragile daughter, who was dying 3 months ago, picks up a boy twice her size and throws him 6 feet through the air. Watches as Lily's eyes flash crimson in the sunlight. Watches as other children scream and run. This is assault, Miss Castellan. Potentially attempted murder, depending on whether the boy survives. And given that your daughter's strength comes from illegal vampire blood treatments, they're not illegal. Casimir provided them legally, with full medical supervision. Vampire blood treatments on human children are regulated under treaty law. They require approval from both the Human Medical Board and the Vampire Council. Did you obtain that approval? Mira's mouth opens, closes. I don't. Casimir handled everything. Casimir Thornwood is not above the law. Martinez's voice is hard now. And neither are you. Your daughter is a danger to other children. We're recommending she be placed in protective custody until this is resolved. And you, Ms. Castellan, are being charged with child endangerment and violation of human vampire treaty protocols. No. Mira pulls Lily closer. No, you can't take her from me. Please, she didn't mean to hurt anyone. That doesn't change what she is now, what you made her. Martinez stands. I'm sorry, but this is out of my hands. The door opens. Casimir walks in like a storm-given form, Draven at his shoulder, and the temperature in the room plummets. He's still in his suit from the merger meeting, but there's nothing civilized about him now. He looks every inch the predator, the king, the vampire who has ruled for 3 centuries. Detective Martinez. His voice could freeze blood. You will release Mira Castellan and her daughter immediately. Martinez doesn't back down, but Mira sees her hand move toward her weapon. Mr. Thornwood, this is a police matter. This is a matter of a child who defended herself from a bully and accidentally hurt him because she doesn't understand her new strength yet. That's not assault. That's an accident. Casimir moves into the room fully, and despite being only one vampire, his presence fills the space. And the treatments I provided were completely legal under Section 47 of the revised treaty accords, which allows medical intervention in life-threatening cases without prior approval. That section requires documentation that the human medical system failed first, which I have. 2 years of medical records showing Lily Castellan's wasting sickness, showing how human hospitals refused treatment, how insurance denied coverage. Casimir pulls out his phone, taps something, and Martinez's tablet dings. I just sent you everything. Every document, every denial, every failed treatment. The child was dying, and your precious human medical system let it happen. Martinez reviews the files, her expression tightening. This still doesn't address the assault. It was self-defense. The boy attacked her first, called her slurs, called her mother a whore. Any competent lawyer will argue she acted in reasonable response to assault and harassment. Casimir's eyes flash crimson, and I have very, very competent lawyers, who are, coincidentally, already filing motions to have all charges dropped, and this department investigated for harassment of my employees. Your employees? Martinez looks between Casimir and Mira. She works for you? She's my personal assistant, my trusted advisor, and under my protection, as I've made very clear to the vampire world. That protection extends to her daughter. He doesn't raise his voice, but the threat is obvious. So, unless you want to explain to your captain why you're holding my assistant and her child on charges that won't stand up in court, I suggest you let them go. Now. The silence stretches. Martinez looks at Lily, at Mira, at Casimir. Whatever she sees in his expression makes her decision. Fine, they can go. But this isn't over. That boy is still in critical condition. If he dies, it will be a tragedy, but it won't be murder. Casimir extends his hand to Mira. Come, let's go home. Mira takes his hand, pulling Lily with her. They walk out of the police station into afternoon sunlight. Mira's legs barely hold her. The moment they're in Casimir's car, she breaks. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know the blood would change her like that. Tears stream down her face. Dr. Thorne never said. No one told me she might develop vampire traits, because it's incredibly rare. Casimir's voice is gentle now, the king replaced by the man who loves her. Most children metabolize royal blood without permanent changes, but some, maybe 1 in 100, have a genetic compatibility that allows vampire traits to manifest. It's not dangerous, Mira. It's just different. She threw a boy across a playground. Mira's voice breaks. She has vampire strength and vampire eyes, and she's 8 years old and doesn't understand what's happening to her. Then we'll teach her. We'll help her control it. Casimir pulls Lily onto his lap, and Mira's daughter curls against him like she's been doing it forever. Lily, look at me. What happened today was scary, I know, but it wasn't your fault. You have new abilities now, gifts that come from my blood. And yes, that makes things harder, but it also makes you stronger, faster. You'll live longer, heal faster, be harder to hurt. But I hurt Jeremy. Lily's voice is tiny. I didn't want to hurt him, but I got so mad, and I couldn't control it. That's what we'll work on. Control. I'll teach you myself if you want. How to manage the strength, how to keep the anger from overwhelming you. He looks at Mira over Lily's head. She's not dangerous, Mira. She's just powerful. There's a difference. Mira wants to believe him, but she keeps seeing that security footage, keeps seeing her daughter throw a boy through the air with casual ease. What if she hurts someone else? What if she can't control it? Then I'll take responsibility. I'll cover medical costs, legal fees, whatever's needed. But Mira, listen to me. Casimir reaches over, taking her hand. This isn't a curse. Yes, it's complicated. Yes, it will require adjustment. But Lily is alive. Healthy. Strong. She has abilities that will protect her, that will let her defend herself in a world that's often cruel to the vulnerable. Would you really trade that to go back to watching her die slowly? The question hits like a physical blow, because no, Mira wouldn't. Even with this complication, even with police and assault charges and her daughter developing vampire traits, she wouldn't trade it. Wouldn't go back to those desperate months of watching Lily waste away. No, she whispers. I wouldn't trade it. Then we move forward, together. We deal with the complications as they come. We teach Lily control. We fight any legal battles that emerge. We protect our family. He says it simply, like it's obvious. Our family. Mira looks at him. At this vampire king who saved her daughter and gave Mira a life, and loves them both despite the complications, despite the danger, despite everything. Our family, she repeats, testing the words. They feel right. The legal battle takes 3 weeks to resolve. Jeremy Watkins survives, though his parents threaten lawsuits and criminal charges. Casimir's lawyers are ruthless and efficient, producing documentation of Jeremy's bullying, of the slurs he used, of the initial assault. They argue self-defense, accidental harm, and the school's failure to protect Lily from harassment. Eventually, the charges are dropped. The Watkins family accepts a settlement, enough to cover medical bills and then some. The school implements new policies about bullying and accommodations for children with enhanced abilities. Lily doesn't go back to that school. Instead, Casimir enrolls her in a private academy that caters to both human and vampire children, where she won't be the only one with unusual strength, where she can learn control from teachers who understand what she's experiencing. Mira watches her daughter flourish. Lily makes friends with other hybrid children, kids who understand what it's like to be caught between human and vampire. She learns to control her strength, to channel the anger, to use her abilities responsibly. She smiles more, laughs more, becomes more confident. One evening, 2 months after the incident, Mira stands in Casimir's penthouse, watching the sunset paint the city gold and crimson. Lily is in her room. She has her own room here now, spends half her time at the tower, doing homework with vampire-enhanced focus. Casimir joins Mira at the windows, sliding his arms around her waist. "You're quiet tonight. Just thinking." Mira leans back against him. "About how much has changed. 6 months ago, I was stealing blood bags and praying I wouldn't get caught. Now, I'm living in your tower, working as your assistant, and my daughter has vampire abilities. It's surreal." "Regrets? Honestly? No. It's been complicated and messy, and sometimes terrifying. But Lily is alive, and healthy, and happy. I have work I love, with someone I—" She pauses, the words catching. "Someone you what?" His voice is amused, knowing. Mira turns in his arms to face him. "Someone I love. Completely. Possibly. Insanely. You're a vampire king who's lived 300 years and could have anyone, and somehow you chose me. A widow who stole from you. A human who brings nothing but complications. You bring everything." Casimir cups her face, thumbs tracing her cheekbones. "You bring honesty and bravery and stubborn determination. You brought me back to life, Mira. Made me feel things I haven't felt in centuries. Made me remember why I wanted to be king in the first place. To protect people like you. People who fight against impossible odds and refuse to give up." Pretty speech. Mira's eyes burn with tears she refuses to shed. "But you know what comes next, right? I'm human. I age. Eventually I'll die, and you'll still be here. Still young, still. Then let me turn you." He says it simply, like offering coffee. "Not now, if you're not ready. But eventually. When you're ready to live centuries instead of decades. When you're ready to be with me permanently. And Lily? When she's old enough to choose for herself. 18, maybe 20. Old enough to understand what she's agreeing to." He pulls Mira closer. "I want forever with you, Mira. I want to watch Lily grow up. I want decades of working together, of facing whatever complications arise, of building something lasting. Will you give me that? Will you give us that?" Mira thinks of her daughter, healthy and strong. Thinks of the work she does, helping Casimir improve medical access for humans and vampires alike. Thinks of the life they're building, complicated and messy, and absolutely impossible by any reasonable standard. "Yes," she says finally. "Yes, you ridiculous vampire. I'll give you forever." He kisses her as the sun sets, painting them both in crimson and gold. Somewhere in the apartment, Lily laughs at something on her tablet, the sound bright and alive, and perfect. 3 months ago, Mira was desperate and terrified, stealing blood to save her dying daughter. Now she's here, in the arms of a vampire king, planning a future that stretches into centuries. The door opens and Lily pokes her head out. "Mama Casimir, are we still getting pizza tonight? You promised." "We promised," Casimir confirms, not letting go of Mira. "Extra cheese, no mushrooms, because mushrooms are an insult to pizza." "That's what I said!" Lily bounces excitedly. "Can we watch a movie after? The new one about the superhero?" "Absolutely." Mira extracts herself from Casimir's arms with effort. "Go pick one while we order." Lily disappears back into her room, already pulling up movie options. Mira watches her go, this miracle child who survived against every odd, who's growing up strong and confident and loved. "Thank you," she tells Casimir quietly, "for saving her, For saving both of us. You saved yourselves. I just provided the tools. He takes her hand, threading their fingers together. But I'm grateful you stole from me, Mira Castellan. Best theft I've ever experienced. Most expensive, too, I'd imagine. Worth every drop of blood, every complication, every dramatic police station rescue. His smile is soft, genuine, the expression of a vampire who's found something worth living for after centuries of existence. You're worth it, both of you, forever. Later, they sit on the couch with pizza and a movie. Lily nestled between them, chattering about school and friends and the new abilities she's learning to control. Casimir listens with genuine interest, asking questions, offering advice. Mira watches them together and feels something settle in her chest. This is family. This impossible, complicated, absolutely ridiculous family they've built from desperation and blood and stolen moments in basement corridors. The movie plays. Lily falls asleep halfway through, her head on Mira's shoulder, completely at peace. Casimir carefully lifts her and carries her to bed, tucking her in with a gentleness that makes Mira's heart ache. When he returns, he pulls Mira back into his arms. They stand at the windows again, looking out over the city that glitters with possibility. Ready for forever? Casimir murmurs against her hair. Mira thinks of everything they've survived already. The theft, the treatments, the legal battles, the complications that keep arising and will keep arising, because life is messy and love is complicated and nothing worth having comes easy. With you? She turns her head to kiss him. Absolutely. Outside, the city continues its endless rhythm. Somewhere, other desperate mothers are fighting for their children. Other humans are facing impossible choices. Other love stories are beginning in the most unlikely circumstances. Mira hopes they find their miracles too. Hopes they find someone who sees them, really sees them, and decides they're worth fighting for. Because that's what love is, really. Not the easy moments, not the fairy tale romance. But the choice to stand beside someone through complications and drama, and police stations and legal battles. The choice to build something lasting despite every reason to walk away. She stole from a vampire king and lost everything. Then she stole his heart and gained a future beyond imagining. The lights of the city blur through happy tears as Casimir holds her close, and Lily sleeps peacefully in the next room, and their impossible family begins its journey toward forever. Not a bad ending for a thief. Not a bad ending at all.